children are among our few priceless gifts. Foster parents help hundreds of children in Cabarrus County each year. If you have ever considered opening your heart and provide a temporary home to a child in need, now is the time to act. This is Starla, and this is her story.
The most memorable experience was, I think, the first time we went out to eat, and it was all of us, and they had to put us in a room to have the table big enough, but it was just so much fun. So, because there's 4 people in our family, and then adding in 3 foster kids, and it was a riot. We ended up being there for like 2 hours, just eating and laughing and having fun, and it was one of the best times that I can think of, so it was great. I chose to become a foster parent because as a kid I grew up in the foster system. So because of some really great foster parents, I didn't become a statistic, so I wanted to make the same difference.
The purpose of foster care is to provide care, love, and shelter for children that have been abused or neglected or are dependent until they can be reunited with their families or have another permanent plan for their long-term care.
Been a foster parent for roughly a year now, and it's changed our lives in a lot of ways, not just mine. It's changed the lives of my husband and both of our 2 children. So it's enriched us in ways that I don't think anything else could.
I've been doing this for 18 years now, and when they become licensed, it's a great feeling, but when they get their first placement and you go and you see how they are just so natural at it, because most people are like, you know, a little bit afraid when they first have a child come into their home, but when you go out and see that it's just natural for them, and the children are adjusting and they're adjusting, and that's a great feeling.
They get stability, they get consistency, they get to be a child again. In so many situations, the children are kind of having to take care of themselves, and they don't get to just be a child.
I think that them getting to be in that normal family setting, and they're able to see, because a lot of them come from broken homes and everything, so to be able to see my husband and me be able to interact in a stable home environment and everybody gets along, there's no yelling, fussing, no violence. I think that really helps them see that there is a different way of life, so that if they can see that, then maybe they'll want that, so that hopefully they will break that cycle.
We hope it's a time that we can heal the child so that they are in a healthy emotional place while we're helping the parent heal too.
It's helping to teach our 2 children what it's like to reach outside yourself and to see that not everyone has it as good, but it's much easier to incorporate them stepping outside the box so that they can reach outside of themselves too.
It just gives them a place to be safe and happy, because they're not the reason that what's going on in their life is going on, so that their family can work on what needs to be worked on.
You are giving that child something that quite possibly they never could have had. You know, there's a lot of kids that, you know, for instance, I can remember one that had never had their own room before, you know, and just for them to be able to walk in and have that stable space, and then to even have their own space. And to so many of us, we have that always growing up, and you take it for granted, but then when you see someone that's never had anything like that, and it's something so small to us, but to them it changes their entire world.
In a word, I would say normalcy. They're in a home, in a regular home. They go to school. They're treated just like the foster parents' birth children. They have structure, and children thrive on structure.
And our family just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And the more people you have in your family, sometimes blood is not thicker than water, and sometimes that all these extra members in the family just bring something that you just won't get anywhere else. You can't buy it. So, you know, some things do come for free.
As a foster parent, you'll provide a temporary home to a child where they will be safe and protected. To be a foster parent, you must be at least 21 years old, pass a background check and complete fingerprinting, have a fire inspection completed on your home, have enough income to meet the family's current needs, and complete an application and training.
You know, I hope that one day when I'm 85, you know, I can look back and I may have, you know, all these different faces, different cultures, and, you know, boys and girls and, you know, around me. And I would like to be able to say, because of me, an adult will be able to look back and say that they knew what it was like to be loved as a child, because too many people can't say that. And if you can do that, if you can give that home, and if you can do that, then I don't see what choice there is to be made. So I think it's definitely the best thing that we did for our family, and I love it, and I would recommend it to anybody, so anytime.
If you're like Starla and want to learn more, contact Cabarrus County Department of Social Services at 704-920-1400 or email them at info@cabarrusforchildren.org.
It can really change the whole course of someone's life, and I don't think that I completely thought about all that, but you know, you do it and you learn as you go, and that's what it's about, it's making a difference.